Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Khairul Azmi bin Khairudin, and I am the leader for the group of group 5, which the data that we chosen is the world major consumers of oil and fats for several countries. Okay, for now, okay, this is my name, Muhammad Khairul Azmi bin Khairudin, matric number 1716803. Okay, then for our project, firstly I want to introduce to you guys about the data for our study. Okay, just like we can see here, for our data we choose several countries, which is China, European Union, India, United States, Indonesia, Brazil, CIS, Malaysia, Pakistan, Nigeria, Japan, Turkey, Canada, South Korea, and others. And for several years from 2013 until 2015. Okay. For now, we will proceed to the method. Okay. For our method, briefly, I want to say that we did some R coding to find the bar graph, the pie chart, and then we do some R coding also to find the measure of central tendency, such as the mode, mean, median, the range, and then the measures of variation. Okay, measure of variation. For the range, standard deviation, coefficient of variation, and also we did some categorical frequency table. And lastly, we did some quantile, the measures of position, to find the quantile for each year. Okay, for now, we will proceed for the data. We will see based on the bar graph that we did. Okay, from the bar graph, you can see the bar graph for year 2013, 2014, and 2015. We combine all of them together. And as you can see here, the highest one is the others, which the combination of several countries together. And then the second one is China. For the highest one, we can see they score around 35,000 for the highest consumer for oil and fats. And lastly, the lowest one is the South Korea, which actually around 1,000 only. So we can see the range for the 35,000 and 1,000 is the range is around 34,000. Okay. Then we see the bar graph for year 2013, and as usual, we can see that the highest one is the others, the second highest is China, European Union, and lastly is the South Korea. And then the next, the second lowest is the Canada. And then the bar graph for year 2014 is actually briefly the same, but only the quantity is different. And then the bar graph for year 2015. Alright. And then for the pie chart, the percentage of consumer for each country in 2013. Okay, by doing this pie chart, we can see the percentage for each country for the consumers. And we can see here the others cover 22%, China 18.5% for the highest one, and the lowest one is the South Korea 0.7%. And then Canada, Turkey, Japan. So it's actually already sort in descending order, or you could say ascending order. We can see here for others, and then it's decrease until 0.7%. Alright. Next is the percentage of consumer for each country in 2014 is actually kind of the same with 2013. Only the percentage is different, such as for others 32.8%, but here is only 22%. And then in China is 80%, and there are also some small difference, which we can see the frequency for each country is actually not the same. And then the pie chart for 2015. Alright, and then the percentage of consumer we separate for each country. And then for the China, we can see 2015 to 33.9%, 32.7%, and then 23.4%. And you can see that he descending and then ascending back. So it's decrease and then increase. For European Union, it will decrease and then increase back. And then for the India, it will decrease and then increase back. You can say that almost all countries having the same pattern, which is decrease, and then they increase back from 2013 until 2015. Alright, so this is for the other country. Okay, then we did some research for the measures of central tendency. We find the mean for year 2013, which is 12,708.87%, 2014 30,330.67%, 2015, which is 13,569.47%. And then for the mode, we can see here for the highest one, which is the others. You can see the country right here. For the country others, this is the highest one, so of course they will cover all of the mode, which is the maximum. 41.865, 45,615, 46,326. Okay, and then for the median, we also do some coding here. You can find the median, the mid-range, we calculate, which is the highest, and then minus the lowest, and then divide by 2. And then for the sum, which is the total, for the total number of consumer for each year. And then secondly, we do some measures of variation to find the range. So from here, we can, how to find the range is we find the highest data, which is the same as the sum. No, it is the same as the mode, and then we minus the lowest data, and then we will find the range. And then from here, we can also find the variance and standard deviation. So for our calculation, this is our result. It's a very long one, so 17102158518 and such. And then we did some coefficient of variation from year 2013 until 2015. And then we also did some categorical frequency table, which is the percentage for each. And then we can find that, for example, 35,356 is the percent at 80.54% from overall total. So the total of the percent here is 100. So we did some calculation here, also using the R coding. And then we did some calculation about the measures of position. Firstly, we find the quartiles, and then from here, we can do the exploratory data analysis, which is the 5-number summary. Okay, from here we can find the minimum, the maximum, the quantile 2, quantile 3, and quantile 1. All from here. You can see here, 25%, 258.2.5, 258.2.5. So it's just the better form in the table for this data. Alright. And then for the conclusion, it's usually we can see the conclusion based on the pie chart, where the majority of consumer consists of others, which is the combination for all of the country, or for other side of country, which is not listed here. And then for the lowest one is also the South Korea, with only 0.7% for each year. Alright. Okay, I think okay, for the reference we did also, we use the textbook, we use the cookbook, and also some research online. Alright, this is the coding for the R code. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope that for my explanation you guys can learn something at least a bit. So I'm sorry for any lack of the quality of the video, or maybe for the lack of the research and all that. Overall, I'm very satisfied with this report, and thank you for my team members that helped me, and also for Madam Afdalina for your cooperation. Okay, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.